A lot of people out there have celebrity crushes. I don't. But how many people can actually say a world-renowned celebrity came up to them and asked them for help and assistance? Hang on, guys. I'm going to tell you about a time in my life when a famous celebrity that's known all over the world came up to me and asked for some assistance. What's up, everybody? Andre? That's right, AndreReese.biz. All right, guys, as you know, not only do I do taxes, I do a whole bunch of other stuff. You know, always check out my website, AndreReese.biz, of course. All right, guys, as I kind of talked about on the little bumper there, I think a lot of people around the world have celebrity crushes. I mean, ever since I was a little kid, I think a lot of people have liked this celebrity or that celebrity. There's even agreements that couples have that if they ever get a chance, you know, to make out with a particular celebrity, they've got to pass, you know. So there's something that's celebrity sightings and the celebrity craze is something that's always going to be here. And in my life, I really haven't had a lot of celebrity crushes. There's some celebrities along the way that, you know, thought they were kind of cool and all that. But for the most part, I haven't been super celebrity crazy. I'll tell you what, I do love going down to Hollywood. I love the mystique of the movie industry. I love performances. I love films. You know, I love going to Universal Studios. So in that sense, I am really deeply engrossed with you know, the Hollywood production type of thing. But I just never really got super deep into, you know, really crushing on a celebrity. And I do have a few favorite celebrities. Whenever I see them actually do a movie or something like that, I always end up, you know, going to go see it, you know, without it as a default, you know, but I don't think I would particularly, you know, crazy about any particular celebrity. So let me guys tell you a little story here real quick. I'll go ahead and tell you guys a celebrity. Once upon a time, this was probably back in probably the early 90s, I met MC Hammer. So MC Hammer is a worldwide, world-renowned celebrity for sure. And, you know, he had a meteoric rise to the top. He brought a posse with him wherever he went, you know, sold millions of albums, won all types of, you know, record awards and performances and stuff like that, you know. And, you know, if you're a person that was born and raised in the Bay Area, you know, MC Hammer is a homegrown dude for sure, you know. One of the things that was definitely really cool about MC Hammer was, you know, he actually, I lived in Fremont, you know, growing up, you know, high school and all that. And then once I started going to, you know, working and a little bit of, you know, community college or whatever, when I was, you know, younger, of course, going out to the clubs and dancing, you know, Choices in Fremont and stuff. MC Hammer lived right up in the Fremont Hills, you know, so there was always MC Hammer, you know, sightings that took place all over, you know, the Bay Area. And of course, in Fremont, you might go down to Lucky's or something, or go to Long's Drugs, and you might run into MC Hammer down there. And people were always excited. And I think one of the places that he used to go to, and some of the videos I believe were filmed there, was Choices in Fremont, you know. And so I think a lot of people would go there and kind of keep an eye out to see if maybe a Hammer would show up one night. You know, but those are back definitely the days of dancing when you didn't dance close, you needed space because you had to try to turn the mother out, you know, for sure. You know, and so let me tell you guys about the time I met MC Hammer. So like I said, I've always admired MC Hammer. Even now, I occasionally go down a rabbit hole and I start looking at his old videos and looking at his, you know, different memorabilia and things that take place. I was even looking on eBay recently, and there's an MC Hammer doll, and I really seriously contemplated about if I should buy the MC Hammer doll and just have it here, you know, on display here at the crib. You know, so let me go ahead and tell you guys a story about MC Hammer. So back in the 90s or so, I graduated in 86. You know, I was living in Fremont, I believe at the time, and there was a very, very large gym that is still there. It might be under a different name now, but it was a very, very large gym in South Fremont. And I used to work out there. You know, it was a very upscale gym. It had swimming pools. It had, you know, racquetball courts. I think it had tennis courts outside. You know, they had a basketball court. You know, it had the free weights. It had all types of stuff in there. And it was expensive to go work out there. You know, and so one day I'm at the gym kind of working out, doing my thing. And I went ahead and finished up, went into the locker room. And then I heard from some people that actually this is what happened. I was walking past the front desk to kind of go back into the locker room, and sure enough, I saw MC Hammer there. He was at the front desk. He had a large group of his posse, his crew. It looked like he brought a bunch of some of the youngsters out there with him, and some of the people that were part of his crew, and they were coming there and they wanted to work out. And I can see as I was walking by and I saw him, I think the first thing I noticed, I was like, MC Hammer's a little bit shorter than I thought he was. But as I walked by him, I was kind of slowing down and listening to the commotion that was going on. The front desk was denying him of bringing his people in to be able to work out, play basketball, all that. And so there was probably a good number, maybe 20 people at least. I don't want to, overfabricate this, but it was probably at least a good 20 people and him that were there at the front desk. And so I continued to go ahead and walk on back into the locker room. And, I was excited. I got to see MC Hammer, and I was kind of like, oh man, dude lives right here in Fremont up in the hills, and they're not letting him bring his people in here and work out. So what happened next is I'm standing there, and I think some of the other people in the locker room were kind of talking to each other like, oh, Hammer, yeah, he comes here all the time, that kind of a thing. So what ultimately ended up happening was Hammer, they denied him of coming into the gym. And so and they said that the most you can bring in as a guest was one person, and so Hammer wasn't having that at all. And so what he opted to do, he came back into the locker room and he gathered up about 20 of us members that were there. He said, are you a member? Are you a member? And I was one of the first people that he asked. And I said, yeah, I'm a member here. He said, well, I need you to come out here and sign in one of my people if you could. And everybody in the locker room was mad, kind of upset that they were denying MC Hammer, worldwide celebrity, from allowing to bring his people into the gym. And you can make, assumptions about, these type of things. I'm not even gonna go there at all, but I think I was more than happy to, jump on the bus and try to help out Hammer. So like I said, he came up to me and asked me if I'd come out and sign one of his people in. And so I did. And so he got a whole group of us together. There were about 20 of us. And then so it's quite a distance from the men's locker room back to the front desk. So Hammer's walking in front, and then all of us are like in a triangle formation behind him, kind of like a music video. I'm like the second I'm actually right behind Hammer on his wing, and I'm walking with him, and we're all walking in a triangle formation to the front desk to go sign in his people. And so when the management saw what was going on, and then he went back and rallied us in the locker room, I think they realized it was a bad PR move for them to not let Hammer come into the gym and bring his people, because he brought money to pay for them, and so that wasn't going to be the issue at all. And so we were all gathered around the desk. Hammer was talking to them, and then they decided to go ahead and let the people in. And we didn't end up having to do anything as far as, having one of the people come in as our guest. So I ended up shaking his hand, and he thanked me, and he thanked everybody else that was there. And I went ahead and went back to the locker room, got dressed and went home. And then by the time I left the locker room and did all my thing, once I was walking through the gym area, I could look around, I could see his people there. I can see them playing the basketball court. Some of them were headed upstairs, some of them were outside, kind of a thing. Some of them were, doing, I think those are probably the main areas, because I just recognized some of the guys. So they were definitely, they made it into the gym, they were using the facility, and they were working out. But like I said, that was a very, very exciting time for me to have a celebrity of MC Hammer, come up to me and say, hey, Andre Reese.biz. I wasn't Andre Reese.biz back then. Can you help a brother out? Can you come out here and sign one of my people in, because they won't let me bring my people into the gym? And so, like I said, everybody was rallied. We were walking in a triangle formation right behind Hammer. I was right on his wing, and I felt like I was headed to go do something incredible, So, but like I said, I think about this story from time to time, and I just figured I'd go ahead and kind of share it with you guys about the time I met MC Hammer. And like I said, I go down rabbit holes occasionally, and I see, and I start watching Hammer videos, and I always think about the time where he came up to me and he asked me for assistance, So like I said, shout out to my boy Hammer. I will always forever be a fan. I did ultimately see him maybe 5-7 years ago. He was doing a show out here at the county fair in in Antioch. So he was up on stage with his crew. His crew was dancing. I think I got to get into the fair and watch MC Hammer for about $15. It was an incredible opportunity that I got to see him, live. I had never seen him before in concert before that, but I definitely was remembering, the story along there. So that's it, guys. I hope everybody enjoyed the story. Like I said, I will always remember being in that triangle formation right on his wing. It was like we were in a music video of sort. So do me a favor, guys. You stuck with me all the way here to the end. Be sure to go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I got a lot of different content that I have up here in my head, and then I have a lot of things on list, and I have a different variety of things that I do as far as content. And, make sure you subscribe to my channel. That way you can find out when I do post a video. Hit that bell button as well for the notifications. That way we can make sure when I do post a video, you guys are going to get the notification as well. And then most importantly, go ahead and like this video and leave a comment as well. If you guys had a celebrity encounter somewhere in your life that is not necessarily changed your life, but it's definitely a part of your life and the stories that you'll tell up to the point you're on your deathbed, leave me a comment down in the comment section. I'd be more than happy to see that. Take care, guys. Be safe out there and do whatever it takes. And remember, you can't touch this. All right, guys. Peace. Hey guys, thanks for sticking with me all the way to the end of this video. Visit me directly at andrereese.biz. 4 things to do: like, follow, subscribe, hit that bell. Stay safe, guys. Lift the glass to freedom. Stay woke and don't get TikTok. Take care. I will see you guys in the next video.